Well, it rained last night, so kind of slow starting here on the corn combine today. But we are going to try to get out and shell some corn. We have to start late on a morning after a rain because the corn kernels end up sticking to the wet leaves of the stalk, and then it'll run through the combine and won't get put in the grain tank. So they really like the stalk to be a little bit drier. Now, if it gets late in the winter, they don't worry about that. They just know they're going to have some loss. But when it's still relatively early in the fall, they want to try to make sure that they don't have a real wet leaf to deal with. I think I'll turn the mic away from that. I think that thing's plenty loud. There's Dad. He's going to try to get out and go a little bit this morning. There's Molly. Now, it was raining yesterday evening when they were finishing up shelling, so that's why you're going to see all the trash and stuff left in the combine head here. Looks like there's even some corn growing in there. Now, with this folded up, you can see some of the areas that we cleaned out in the last video. You can see that it's already dirty and nasty again in there. How many gallons of fuel will it hold, Randall?
I think close to 250.
Now to run about a good hard day?
It'll run a little, yeah, longer than a day for majority of what we do.
Dad, I think you're going to need another coat.
Depends on what I'm going to do today.
Well, I guess you're right. But winter's kind of snuck up on us here.
Yeah, if I have to stand around outside, I'll have to have 2 more coats, I think. But if I
get in
the combine, well, I
turn
won't
the
need
heat
this
knob.
one.
Yeah, you can turn the heat knob up and not worry about it. Huh? I think they're going to get you set up and we'll get you in there.
Okay, that's about all I do anymore. Drive a combine or planter tractor.
Yeah. I'm just glad to be able to see you up doing that much.
It's good to be up. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah, that's something not a lot of people can brag about, is really enjoying their work.
Yeah, you know, there's always something that you don't enjoy on the farm, but a lot of it you do.
What's your favorite part? Where's that joy really come from?
Oh, I think the harvest. You know.
Yeah.
That's when you reap what you sow. If there's any money made, it has to come at harvest.
I guess that's right. But it's something deeper than money, though, isn't it?
It is, I think. It's just the fact you don't have to get up and go do the same thing every day. I mean, if you want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you can. If you want to get up at 7, well, you can. You're your own boss, kind of. Yeah. And, of course, there's times when you really have to get up to get your crops harvested and planted.
Yeah. It's rewarding, though, to see something that you've planted grow. I mean, it's just like the gardening for other folks, but it's just on such a bigger scale.
You change jobs about every day.
Yeah. Do something totally different. I think a lot of people don't understand the variety of work that a farmer does.
Even if you're not driving a tractor or planting or harvesting with combine, you may be working on something, you know, to repair. And it's always something new to repair, seems like.
Yeah. It's slow to unfold, but it's a lot faster than putting it on a trailer and then hooking back onto it when you get here. Now, on this field, they're just going to shell enough, quite frankly, to get in and get an auger out. So they're not going to finish this whole field. They're just trying to get to some equipment that's stored back in here. Now this is why we leave the beeper on. It's for, you know, times out in the field. It's really hard to get the combine around here. You don't want to mash down any corn. In fact, he's mashing down a little bit there now. Sometimes just a compromise. So at times, just to get the field open, they have to shell at a little bit of an angle from the rows just to be able to get things done. There's the landowner and his son and his grandson out to take a look at the combine working.
There's old Wally. That's why we come to get him out.
That's the whole reason we're here, huh?
Yeah.
I kind of like the looks of the yield monitor so far.
Yeah. This is a hybrid we haven't shelled any of yet this year. Kind of nice to see that it's doing well so far.
It looked really good just looking at the first ears along the edge there.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much of it you can get even going crossways.
Oh, you don't lose a whole lot as long as you're going straight. You can't be turning while you're doing that.
Yeah, so a lot of this is doubled right here, isn't it?
Yeah. Those outside two now are the only ones that aren't, I think.
It's interesting that even in a dry year like this, when it was dry at one point, those doubled in rows are doing really good.
Yeah, they yield well. They're just not at a profitable population, you know, when you're planting.
It costs so much to plant them.
I had to watch. I already got 150 bushel.
At this kind of yield, it's gonna fill up quick.
This is a new hybrid here. There was there's 3 hybrids in this field total. This is 14.
I had no idea you'd have corn this good in the hills.
I'm hoping yours does this.
Oh boy, I love that.
But these are food grade varieties. This corn will go to Azteca Milling at Evansville to be made into tortilla chips. Or the yellow corn will make, pretty sure it makes Taco Bell taco shells, hard taco shells.
Okay. Now does it auto detect it's only doing 2 rows here?
Yeah, see the green boxes here?
Yeah.
The rest of them are red where we've already been.
When the combine's working properly, the cobs are not broken in half. The kernels shelled off of them without breaking in half. They will break long ways like this, but they don't want them broken into small pieces, because once they've broken into small pieces, it would be hard to keep them out of the clean grain. So some of our viewers may not be familiar with the farm and how the corn is different than what you might consider sweet corn. And when I say different, it's actually harvested at maturity. It's harvested after the grains have got dry. So this is an ear of corn. Notice it's really hard. I'll see if I can break it. I think it takes both hands. So here it is, broken. And you can see that I can shell those kernels off the cob. And that's what the combine's doing. It's shelling those kernels off the cob and saving the kernels and throwing the cobs out the rear. Only it's doing it at a very fast rate. Now it takes 56 pounds of these kernels to make a bushel. And a bushel of corn right now sells at the elevator for $3.44. One bag of corn in the spring, as we talked about in some earlier videos, 80,000 kernels is less than a bushel, usually. But one bag of that corn costs $300. So you sell a bushel of corn for $3.44, but to buy a bag of seed, you pay about $300 per bag. There are very, very high input costs to planting corn. So it takes a lot of bushels to be able to break even on this stuff. We already talked about the expenses of maintaining the equipment. Well, just operating the equipment is expensive too. Well, here it comes. So horizontally there you see the gathering chains pulling the stalks in, and then below that you can see what we call the snap and rolls. They suck the stalk downward and pop the ear off, so that hopefully the ear is the only thing taken back into the combine. More of those bees wings we talked about in a prior video. What do you think?
We're shelling corn. Looking good. Found a hopper full.
Yeah. This is what one hopper full looks like in the truck. So about 2.5 hoppers from the combine will fit in the truck. Doesn't work very well. The power steering unit, the way the tachometer goes in, it hits it and then it tears up the tach drive. It's got really frustrating. I don't like to have it working. This is the second or third one we've had in here, or second replacement. Nothing better, right?
Nothing sounds like a 310. They're ready to go. They want to go.
This hopper can be on either side of the auger. For the bin we're going to now, we actually need it on the other side of the auger. It uses the tractor's battery to be powered. So we had to unhook the tractor, see, so that we could spin it around here. So now he's hooking the power cord up there again, Dad is. He unplugged me before I got all the way around.
This is the most frustrating part of that auger. Since everybody's here, I bet that thing slides right on. We don't have to. Well, guess not.
What's the matter? Oh, you can't turn that thing by hand?
Can't turn the auger by hand, I guarantee you.
Can't turn the tractor by hand either? Okay, she turned.
I think I can turn the tractor by hand.
I might.
Why can't you? It's free flowing, right?
I don't know. I'll try.
Might if you loosen the lever up there, you may have a brake on.
Well, I'll be.
I never have been able to turn it.
My little Johnny's free flowing.
Yeah, but that's not Johnny.
Oh, that worked.
That worked?
That's done. We're on. We're back.
I never can tell. I figure I'm not doing it the way I'm supposed to do it. It just backs like a really long trailer. And I didn't keep it on the road, did I? Fill her up, please.
It won't take much.
We're running up 5,000 bushel of beans. Take about 3 gallons.
Now you could run it, what'd you say, a 28-gallon tank?
26. And you
26-gallon tank?
5 hours.
That's pulling it, it's full horsepower. Man, that didn't take anything. Now we got a lot of stuff going on here right now at the same time. This is the field that belongs to Christy and I. And I think we even showed you this field being planted this spring. So we were able to be here on the day they harvested it, which is pretty good. Of course, over here is my barn. And somebody said, well, that's not a barn, that's termites holding hands. I was deeply offended by such a negative comment on my barn. So while the combine's getting started over there, we're actually putting the auger up over here. As you can see, we've got it scissored up. I don't think I had the camera on while we were raising it. This grain bin holds somewhere between 8,000 and 9,000 bushels. Our field here has 69 acres of corn in it. My share of the corn is actually going to the elevator. We rent on a crop share arrangement. My share is actually going to the elevator. The farmer shares going in here. So these two guys' shares going in the bin.
Looks like some more of our barn fell down this summer out into the cornfield.
I'm not taking very good care of my barn, Tom.
That brotherly look is something like, that's not my job.
I think it needs some paint.
Yeah, I think it does. I need to go home and get tobacco and police that up and get a barn.
Oh, I think some paint will help it, don't you, Dad? Some paint will help it, won't it?
Oh yeah, a little paint, a little roofing,
A little gasoline,
a little gasoline,
a little matches.
a couple of matches. I can go get tobacco and push that
Dad,
in and get a barn.
That'll be a good TTWT project later. Maybe we can come down.
Well, you
got a tree up there, too.
Tree up there too.
Yep. He's got a remote control. I didn't even know he had a remote control. Now he's showing off. That's too easy. When are you going to get those remote controls?
If you had to do this right here very much, you would have it, because your crank gets in your. They're not that
crazy.
You gotta go
Right into it. In fact, you might even run a little. Yeah, I see.
Okay, we actually hit it. I'm impressed. I didn't think it'd even be possible. This is not the truck I drive.
So we're in the 8335R now. It's a little different than driving the old Oliver. Yeah, it's more comfortable, there's no question about that, but you feel a little more distant from everything, I guess. It's really hard to drive this grain cart because you can't see behind you, but now they've got this cab cam system, and that really helps. No more black smoke. It's a little slow to accelerate. It's kind of an electronic throttle, and so you just, you move the throttle up and it takes it a little while to respond. I'm sure the combine's probably waiting on me up here. This says 20.4 mile per hour. We'll see what the max speed is on this tractor. Looks like about 26.6 we're going now. That may be downhill, 26.1, 4, whatever there. Whatever it is, it seems plenty fast with this grain cart on this road. Overall, it's a really nice ride. I'm kind of an amateur at this, Randall. It's still a little stressful for me.
Is it?
I hate to dump my corn on the ground.
I always enjoyed being grain cart man, especially in pretty good corn. Keeps you busy that way.
Yeah, it's fun when it's a busy job and you have to try to get the logistics just right. Don't spend too much time unloading and all that. I didn't dump any on the ground, Randall.
That's good.
That's better than the last trip.
Just takes practice.
I pressed the wrong lever last time, started to turn the auger in, and so I dumped it out halfway up the auger.
Well, that happens too.
Pretty good corn.
Good.
This is an instant yield right there.
Yeah. I remember when we had some made 43 bushel out here, Dad. I hate to remember that, but it's hard to forget. It's nice and tall and even. And this was, it faced a lot of stress this year.
Randall said this was a new number, but maybe a good one.
Well, you said this spring you were really hoping you could get in the combine this fall. Here you are. I'd never seen anyone quite as determined as you, though, when you were in that rehab you were gonna do everything you could to make it happen.
Yeah, they working pretty hard.
247, 245. I can't believe corn like that here.
Most of our good corn is up on these level places rather than in the north on the, the low places. Get the wet weather in the spring for that low ground.
And then the hillsides, the drought got them as tall as the combine. 260 I saw there, 252. There's some, probably deer got that down, didn't they, or something?
Yeah, probably did.
Well, they let me drive the combine, so wouldn't you know it, I made a mess, broke something. I run a snout in the ground, so I guess we've got about 10 acres left here, 10 or 12. So I guess we'll take it off and do without tonight. That's the way it is when you let an amateur run the machine. So folks, you've kind of seen it today, a lot of different things. So thanks for watching. Maybe they'll get cleaned up after me here. And we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Look at this. It's going to be a good day.